G'day! You might be wondering what a radio telescope and a motorbike jump have in common. Well, they both use the mathematics of quadratics. In this video, we will learn how to expand and factorise quadratic expressions. First, let's quickly revise how to expand a simpler expression with parentheses. Let's expand 3 multiplied by x plus 5 in parentheses. Remember that 3 is multiplied by the x and 3 is also multiplied by the 5. So 3 times x is 3x and 3 times 5 is 15. Now let's expand a quadratic expression. We'll do a long way and then a quick way. Here's the long way. X plus 2 is multiplied by x plus 3. What this means is that x is multiplied by x plus 3 and 2 is multiplied by x plus 3. So x times x is x squared, x times 3 is 3x, 2 times x is 2x, and 2 times 3 is 6. Now we simplify. X squared plus 5x plus 6. Now let's do that same question a quicker way. It's called FOIL, F-O-I-L. This is the order in which you multiply. F is first. O is outside. I is inside. L is last. Okay, let's do it. The first in both parentheses is x times x, which is x squared. Outside of both parentheses is x times 3, which is 3x. Inside of both parentheses is 2 times x, which is 2x. And last in both parentheses is 2 times 3, which is 6x. When we simplify, we get the same answer, x squared plus 5x plus 6. You might be wondering why these are called quadratics. Well, quad means 4. There are 4 parts because the original idea comes from a square. These are also called binomials. Bi means 2, because there are 2 parentheses. Now we'll use the quick FOIL way to do more complex examples. This example is called perfect squares. X plus 3 in parentheses squared equals x plus 3 times x plus 3. Now use FOIL. First, x times x is x squared. Outside, x times 3 is 3x. Inside, 3 times x is 3x. Last, 3 times 3 is 9. Now simplify. X squared plus 6x plus 9. Let's do an example of perfect squares but with negative numbers. X minus 5 in parentheses squared equals x minus 5 times x minus 5. Now use FOIL. First, x times x is x squared. Outside, x times negative 5 is negative 5x. Inside, negative 5 times x is negative 5x. Last, negative 5 times negative 5 is positive 25. Now simplify. X squared minus 10x plus 25. This example is called a difference of squares. X plus 2 times x minus 2. Now use FOIL. First, x times x is x squared. Outside, x times negative 2 is negative 2x. Inside, 2 times x is 2x. Last, 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. Now simplify. The answer is x squared minus 4. Can you see why this is called a difference of squares? Well, x is squared and 2 is squared to make the 4. Difference means minus. So the pattern is if you start with the same x and 2 in the original parentheses, but one has a plus sign and the other has a minus sign, you get a difference of squares. Here's another example. X plus 5 times x minus 5. First, x squared. Outside, negative 5x. Inside, positive 5x. Last, negative 25. The answer is x squared minus 25. What we have done so far is expanding quadratic expressions. Expanding means to remove the parentheses in a mathematical way using FOIL. Now we are going to do factorising, which is the reverse of expanding. Let's factorise x squared plus 5x plus 6. Consider the f part of FOIL. We multiplied the first thing in both parentheses to get x squared, so we must have multiplied x times x. Now consider the L part of FOIL. We multiplied the last thing in both parentheses to get 6. What could have been multiplied? Well, we could have multiplied 6 times 1 or 2 times 3. Now consider the O and the I of FOIL. We first multiply the outside and then the inside, and then we either plus or minus to get the middle part of 5x. Look at the signs. They are both positive or plus. If we added 6 and 1, would that add to 5? No. So let's try 2 and 3. If we add 2 and 3, would that add to 5? Yes. X plus 2 times x plus 3 could be the answer. Let's check with FOIL. Yes, we have factorised correctly. Now let's do an example with negative signs. Remember f for first? To get x squared, we must have multiplied x times x. Now L for last. To get 10, we could have multiplied 10 times 1 or 2 times 5. Consider the middle part. Would 10 and 1 add or minus to get 3? No. So let's try 2 and 5. The negative signs in the question indicate there must be at least one negative sign in the answer. But how many negative signs and where are they? Well, to get the negative sign in front of 10 indicates there must be one negative sign in one parenthesis and the other parenthesis must have a positive sign. Let's try x minus 2 times x plus 5. Use FOIL. No, that isn't correct. So let's try x plus 2 times x minus 5. Yes, that is correct. At the start of this video were images of the curved shape of a radio telescope and the curved path of a motorbike jump. What has this got to do with quadratics? Well, when quadratic equations are graphed, they also make a curved shape called a parabola. Here's a very quick example of a parabola graph formed from the quadratic equation of y equals x squared plus 4x plus 3. This is just a taste of more videos to come. Thank you for watching this video.